I've put out some spreads and I haven't really gone through reading them, but I have the picture of it. Could I just kind of go back with these meanings and no, that's not.
The problem that we have at not being in the same room with each other is every time you chuck out the cards, even if they're the same, if you're looking at them 1 minute, they will have changed the next minute. And for the different person, because it's like the old proverb of a river and a rock in the river, okay, for example, like, is it the same river the next time you go to drink? The water has moved. It's not the same water as what it was, but it is the same water because it's Pachamama's water, you see. But it can be read in different ways. It's like one season seems like another, one hot day seems like another. They're all different days. It won't be the same next time you come back to it. It won't be the same if you have the same spread for the next person. Luna, it's a really, really good question, and it's a top shelf question, and everybody really needs to know that so that they're under no misinterpretation. Usually what happens in these courses is that people look at them and they look at me like, and I go, yeah, I know, right? They go, what? I don't know. There's just like, you get this blank, like I don't know what's going on, and your bodily reactions can be really frightening, really anxious, frightening stuff. Similarly, Luna, just once you get going and you've got these meanings of cards, initially for the first week or so, you will be referring to your notes very definitely, but only for the first week or so. And just start out with your two spreads and a 15-minute reading, for example. Never do it for nothing. You need somebody to feed you a really good meal, if nothing else, okay? Just to sit with you. If a person wants to sit and have a cup of coffee together, that's not a deal. But if they want you to bring out your cards, and they will, it's the same with if you mention doing numerology. They're going to go, can you do me, please? And they will. And you're working it. But what about you? If you don't get some kind of reciprocity, you're going to dish rag it. Yeah, and you'll wear out, and that's when when the plateau hits, it's dangerous, and that's where you can fail. So it's a matter of really respecting yourself and how you're going about this work. But right now, you've got all the journey cards, you've got the way showers. Please memorize the lot, because we're talking it through in difference to reading it from a book. This is mouth to ear, which is what Kabbalah is. In fact, the actual term associated with this is Merkabah. The word Merkabah, Merkabah, means it's the realm, not only me talking and you listening, but the air between us and the way the words move across time and space. And in the environments in which we all are, which links us all up together. So it's a really powerful connection that you can't get from learning from a book, and you can't get from an ordinary school, but we can get from this oral communication. So then what actually happens is, in a weird kind of way, when we get really into this and you leave your 10 weeks behind or whatever it happens to be, and we've covered tarot and numerology, a weird thing happens, and it's an odd one, and sooner or later it'll go away, is that I'll be in your head. You'll look at a sequence of the Ace of Swords, and then Ace of Swords and the Seven of Cups and the Eight of Cups, and you'll go, oh, that's got to do with cutting ties. And I'm going to feel really unhappy about that, but I've got to keep on going. You'll hear it. Yeah, you'll hear the meanings. They'll pass through your consciousness. This is the beauty of Merkabah. And this is why most really significant understanding and wisdom community, it's all oral. Anything that's out of a book, it's like, yeah, whatever. If somebody's put it in a book, even me, it's fucking trap the wolf. That's why I'd rather do this communication wide open, and therefore we've got things to say.
Do you have people come back to you, like you've done a reading and they want further support down the track? They have questions that come up. Like, do you ever do that?
I hate that.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
but does it happen? Are you just very clear?
I don't like seeing people more than I would minimum, and except on odd circumstances, on the odd occasion, like that Russian woman I mentioned years ago. Person's got to give me a minimum 6 months before I see them again. Tarot knows when they're coming back. So when they come back, If they come back under 3 years or even a year, the next reading is going to be inside that first one. And it could seem bigger than it actually is. So they may have on their outside a devil, death and tower, like they're going to go through a dark night of the soul. It might be taking them 28 years to go through that process. If they come back for a second reading within 12 months and they get devil, death and tower, it's going to seem much bigger, and it will be. If they come back another time, it's going to seem much bigger even still, but it might just be them falling over a tile in the kitchen. People say to me, when should I come back? I said, when the events have happened, or given a year. Because if they come back before that, they're going to be after an answer that they haven't already got. You've already given it to them. And it may be yet to play out. And because they're impatient or whatever else down the line, they will come and they're buying you. If you want to be bought, not my choice, not my problem, but you better know the difference. Yep.
Thank you.
Good question. Thank you. If you only have the one pack, bear in mind that that pack that you're going to be using next week, you will not be able to use as a trading pack.